right, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at quadratic functions. We've got 4 equations and 4 graphs that we're going to match, and we're going to tell why for each of these. Okay, so let's look at A, B, C, and D. The first thing I do when I'm looking at these is I know A is not in factored form, it's in standard form. B is in factored form. C is in vertex form. And D is in factored form, and D has a negative in front of it. Then I look at number 1, and I see that it never crosses the x-axis, so I know it doesn't have any roots, real roots. Number 2 is upside down, crosses the x-axis in 2 places. 3 crosses the x-axis in 2 places, but they're both positive. And 4 crosses the x-axis in 2 places, one's positive, one's negative. This is all the stuff I know. Well, for me, the easiest one to look at is I look at these graphs and, the whole Sesame Street, one of these graphs is not like the other.
No.
One of these things is not like the other. All right. 2 is upside down. Okay. So I know that I've got to find one where there's a negative in front. Which one did you find that has a negative in front? D. So equation D matches graph 2. Okay. There's a negative in front of the equation. Quiet. And the graph's upside down. And the graph opens down. Okay. So I know that now D is gone and 2 is gone. I've got those. All right. So what else do I have? Well, I'm looking at C because C is in vertex form. Well, I know the vertex is going to be 6, 8. It's the opposite of H, K. Which one of them looks like it's a positive and a positive? So I go here. Now, this one's down. This one I go positive X, but I go down Y. So it's going to be number 1. So C goes with 1. Both have a positive vertex. Okay. So now I've used C and 1. All right. The next easiest one I see is B, because I can figure out really quickly what the roots are. I'm going to have 0 equals x minus 6 and 0 equals x plus 8. So I get I get positive 6 equals x and x equals negative 8. Which one, 3 or 4, has a negative and a positive x-intercept? Yes, Courtney? 4. So I know B goes with 4. Has 2 roots. One's positive. One's negative. All right. So we know A is going to have to go with 4. But let's talk about why. A is going to have to go with 3. Thank you. But we don't want to just say it's because of process of elimination. So what do we do when something's in standard form? How would we figure out what the roots were? Yes, Aaron? Set it equal to 0. Okay, good. So we've got 0 equals x squared minus 6x plus 8. And then what would we do? Yes, Courtney? Into the box. Yeah, that's what I did too. I know x squared goes here. I know 8 goes here. So I've got x and x. What things multiply to give me 8 but add together to give me negative 6? Courtney? Yep, so we've got negative 4 and negative 2. So we get negative 2x, negative 4x. They add together to give me negative 6. And negative times negative gives me a positive. So I'm left with x minus 2 and x minus 4. So I know my two roots are x equals 2 and x equals 4. Well, for number 3, I have 2 positive roots, and A, I have 2 positive roots. So because both have 2 positive roots. Now, because I had to pause it is doing a screen capture, so all this is going to be deleted. So I'm going to give you another second before I can go over all the letters. All right. So let's go down. We're going to tell what P, Q, R, and S are. Okay. P is where? In which graph? Yes,
A.
P is in which graph?
Oh, one.
Yes, Courtney. 1. 1 goes with which equation?
1.
C. So the vertex for C is 6, 8. P is on the vertex, so I know P is 6, 8. Q is a root for number 2. 2 goes with which one? 2 goes with D. So we look at D, and it is the negative root, so it would be negative 8. So we've got negative 8, 0. Because the y value is 0 when it crosses the x-axis. So let's look at R. 3, we know, goes with A. Okay. Is it, we found out that the two roots are x equals 2 and x equals 4, I think? Just got that written down, yeah? Okay. X equals 2 and x equals 4. So which one do you think R is, 2 or 4?
2.
4, because it's further away. So we get 4, 0. Now here's the hard part. S. Is S the vertex? No. And it's not a root either, right? What is the x value for where S is?
0.
0. The x value is 0. So we can take, for number 4, goes with B, we can plug in 0 for x. Oops. Both x's will become 0. What is 0 minus 6? Good. What's 0 plus 8?
8.
What's 8 times negative 6?
Negative 32. No, negative
48. Negative 48, and it is on, oops, excuse me, the x value is going to be 0. We plugged that in already. The y value is negative 48. Okay. I am going to do number 2. We're going to do number 2 together. I need you to pay close attention because when I'm finished with this, I'm going to give you a problem like this. Okay. The graph of a quadratic function has a y-intercept of 0, 5, and a minimum of 3, negative 4. What is a minimum? If you have a graph that looks like this, the minimum is also called the what? So what else? I heard it. Vertex. So this is my vertex. This is H, and this is K. All right, well, let's make my equation as best I can. Y equals A, we don't know, times x minus H is 3, squared, minus K, which is 4. All I'm doing is plugging in H and K. We don't know what A is. All right, now we're stuck, though, right? We don't know what K is. What A is.
Is that a question mark? Right there.
Y equals x minus 3 squared minus 4. Okay. I don't know how to find A. Who knows what I can do? Yes, Courtney? Yeah, and I can put what in for Y? Because that's my y-intercept. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to plug it in. Do you guys remember when we did y equals mx plus b?
Yes.
Sometimes we plugged in an x and a y to be able to find something. So I'm going to plug in 5 for y all one part. It's a very long problem. It's going to take up a lot of work. You could probably do this on the back of your paper if you're concerned. Okay. What do I do next? I want to get A by itself. I have the same 3 people answering every single question. I know other people know how to do this. Perfect. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So I'm going to get 9 equals A times 0 minus 3 squared. What's 0 minus 3? Just say it.
-3.
Okay. What do I do now, AJ?
Square root it.
Nope. Yes.
Oh. You do the cube.
Yeah, you do the squared. So what is negative 3 squared? 9.
Wait, hold up.
3 times 3 is 9.
9, but weren't you supposed to do it with the 9 instead of?
No, you don't have to square root it because there's no x here. So we're going to divide both sides by 9, and what does A equal? 1. I'm not even close to done. Okay? All I found is A. So I can now write the equation, and I can be done with part A. Y equals 1 times x minus 3 squared minus 4. Okay? Now, part 2 says write the coordinates for the roots. How am I going to do that? Yes?
Are you going to do that one formula?
Who can help me out? How am I going to find the roots for vertex 1?
-b over 2.
No, we know what the vertex is. Who's going to find the roots? How are we going to find the roots? What do we do? What's the first thing we always do? Instead of y, we do what?
0. I just said that.
Okay. What am I going to do to get x by itself? Thank you. 4 equals 1 times x minus 3 squared. Now what am I going to do? I know other people besides this table know what to do. Aaron? Divide by 1? Yep.
Right.
What do I do? You guys put your hands down. I'm not calling you on this table.
Question.
I'll answer your question after this. Megan? Square root. So I get 2 equals x minus 3. This is where you have to split it, right? Because what else can I multiply together to give me 4? A negative 2. Good. Okay. Final step, I simply add 3 to both sides. Add 3 to both sides.
I got add 3 with the x.
You add 3, they cancel.
I see.
Get x by itself for all of them.
So we found the A and the root.
We found the A and the root, so we have the vertex and the roots. You remember what the vertex is? What's the vertex? 3. Okay. So, I'm sorry. I'm teaching right now, so we're not going to have this discussion. Okay. So I've got Miss Parmalee. They're going to need those. I'll put them away during homework. They're going to need those. They won't be able to do it without it. Okay. So we've got the roots. We've got the vertex. How would I graph it? And you're going to have to graph this on the back of your paper.
I know this.
What?
Okay. Set up the x, the t-chart, right?
So, this is not a t-shirt. This is the coordinates.
Okay.
This is y. This is x.
Put the vertex on
Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. Okay, so I'm going to put the vertex. So I'm going to go where?
3, x 3.
Go 3 and then?
Down 4.
Okay, so that's a vertex.
Okay.
Now what?
You put the t-chart and then put 3 and 4. Don't you do the opposite thing? What do you do?
What are my roots, Courtney? Which are 5 and 5, 0 and
1. That's what happened.
Done.